one of the big things is I'm a big believer. I call it the 3 Ps. Where when you go in somewhere, you have to clearly define the business's their 3 Ps. And most businesses have 1, 2, or none. And so I focus in on this. So the 3 Ps are purpose. Like there has to be a purpose for the business. Yeah. And it goes beyond just we sell tires, we sell wallets, we sell furniture. It's like, yeah, okay, that's what you do, but what's your purpose behind it? And so I feel that it's almost irresponsible to have a business and not give back in some type of way, either to the community or to the world. And so that's the first P. The second P is personality. Going back to music, you can put on Hendrix, Clapton, John Mayer, any huge guitar player, famous guitar player, and you can ISO their guitar, and after 2 or 3 notes, you can say, "That's John Mayer." That's because they're playing the same notes, but they have a personality the way they do it.
Yeah,
flavor, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they got their flavor, man.
Yeah. And it's called, there's a musical term, it's called voicing. It's like, what's their voicing? Like, how are they playing it differently? And how are they voicing the notes? Yeah. And so I feel like that's why there can be so many different businesses in the same space, but you have to find your personality within the space.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so when I was looking at it, okay, we have our, what could be our purpose? And then that came into my mind, look good, do good, which we're working to trademark right now in the barbershop space. Yeah. So it's pending. And then the personality, what kind of personality we want. And we talked about a family friendly, modern, but there's some vintage touches in there. We wanted everything to be seen. Like if you go into one of our shops, I'd listen to a podcast from the founder of Chipotle, and I was really impressed by it because he said he wanted everything to be live like see how your table right there, you can see the edges. That's how they do in Chipotle because he wanted to create the whole brand out of transparency. Yeah, you can see them cut the material. You can see them do everything.
I'm laughing because we were gonna cover the edge of this table with this banding. Yeah, that made it look all cohesive, and it was like, we sat there and had a whole thing about, no, dude, like we want to see the layers. We want to see the raw material.
So funny,
So for me, it was like, I remember we could have saved thousands doing what's called PEX. It's a for plumbing that they put behind walls, but we paid extra to have the copper ran and everything, and so we can create an atmosphere of transparency. I was really impressed. It was on how I built this episode with the Chipotle. You can listen to it. So that one was a really good episode. I listened to it at the time I was putting things together for Nikos.
Sick.
And then the third thing is passion, and you can easily go in somewhere and feel if people are passionate about what they do. Yeah. Right. And so when I go into a business or meet with someone or see what someone's doing, those are the 3 things. Like, do they have all 3? And the best brands have all 3. They have purpose, they have a personality, like it's them. Like, oh, that's I hope someone could see something and say, oh, that's Nico's.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then you can go in and Nico's and say like, man, these barbers are dope. They're all passionate about what they do. Yeah. And then they can clearly see like, oh, they have a purpose. And so going back to our purpose, that was one of the things that we kind of put together at the beginning, which is what we call our Look Good, Do Good campaign. Every haircut we do, we donate a meal to feed my starving children. And so since we opened in 2018, we've donated over 80,000 meals.
So legit,
that's awesome.
And then incredible. We also, and then once a quarter we do a give back. We donate 10% of of all of our sales on a Saturday to a local charity or organization. So we've partnered with several.
Amazing.
Yeah, so everyone knows like here's our purpose. Our purpose is obviously to really give really good haircuts and a good service for our clients, but also to give back a little.